Look, you remember when I was my rant a couple days ago, at the end, Nick, I said, I love the move by Harbaugh. Like, I thought, he knows I can't go in there yelling and screaming. Let me, but he did it this way. Let me get rid of the toys and they'll know I mean business. If I go in there yelling and screaming, I'm out of my personality, then I go receive it. Right. And so I thought it was ingenious to know, though, now that he had nothing to do with it, that the players didn't even consult him. So where's the respect? Where's the leadership? I mean, they just did it like regardless of him. Yeah. So I don't like that at all.
Oh, you don't?
I am head over heels in love with it. Are you kidding me? We are so back. I mean, the players did it. Greg sat on here talking about the players gonna be upset. The players ain't gonna like this. The players did it. This is even better than I thought. The veterans. They said this is not Ravens football. We are not here to play Miss Pac-Man and Uno and ping pong. We are here to win football games. I love this. It is on. It is so on.
I gotta tell you, KW, I don't know
the
if we can...
Y'all laughing. Our brother is serious.
Here's the thing about the setup. I have to tell you, I don't know if we can put on the internet my solo cam. The moment Brou started, I saw where that train was going.
I didn't see it.
And I couldn't stop smiling so much I had to look down because I want to distract Brou. And you, on the other hand, were already...
He's like, it's disrespectful to Harbaugh to take his pinball machine out.
I got you again.
You get him every time.
Nick just assumes I'm going there.
I know you too well, Brou. With that said, while that was a brilliant performance as always by Brou, I totally disagree with you.
Oh no.
What?
Not
you
that
agree with my beginning
no,
thing.
but no, what I think is this. I think the Ravens are a mess. That's what I think. And I think that it is in 10 weeks, if the Ravens are 6-9 and the season is over, and we're doing an autopsy of what went wrong, we are going to have a laundry list of reasons we all should have been like, oh yeah, obviously, that team is all messed up. And one of them is this saga about the toys in the locker room that to the point that, to Wilds' point, that I know Brou has kind of glossed over.
Yeah.
Right after this brilliant move by team leadership, they played their single worst game of the year.
It's just a weathering period.
But they tell the whole story
and then the next
without their best player.
Correct, of course. But that Lamar doesn't. Maybe he could help him. He doesn't play in the secondary. They allowed 44 to 3?
44, yeah.
44 to 3 to attack.
44.
Was
it?
Well, okay, no, it was 3 the next week. Whatever it was, I don't remember. But to a Texans team that can't score on anyone.
Yeah.
And then the next week, their offense scored 3 points.
Well, Tell the next week, everybody's All-American
They beat them
and
soundly.
that high power. That's fine, but they only scored 17 points.
Okay. We're going to start to get too lost in all of this nonsense right now. I understand what Nick is trying to do here. And so let's see if we can stick this landing. At the core of it, the Ravens are not struggling and losing because they're too distracted by the games in the locker room and whatnot, okay? And so Nick is trying to be like, they're focused on the wrong things. What they really need to focus on is the players aren't good enough, the coaching, blah, 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 blah. And, and this whole saga with the games and this or that. But here's the reality. This team obviously had some issues this season, even if they were fully healthy. This team, honestly, ironically, it's so bizarre how the Bills and the Ravens have been so tied together so much. in terms of the levels of success and expectations that we put on both those teams. The Ravens got decimated with injuries, including their superstar all-time great quarterback. The coaching, especially defensively, has not carried its weight at all. And the offensive coaching continues to be questionable in really crucial, important key moments, right? That is undeniably of the foundational aspect. What went wrong with this season? If we're looking at them and saying, wow, they only won, 7 games this season. What went wrong? Well, first off, the injuries. That was the biggest point ever. The injuries. And then also, obviously, structural issues within coaching, right? Undeniably. That is the core of what went wrong. Not that, the culture, they're too distracted, they're this or that, they were too focused on ping pong, and well, that's not the case. So Nick trying to now make it kind of be like that. No. The media is making a bigger deal about removing these games, and the reality is that when you're on a losing streak, when you're getting owned, when you're getting destroyed, and things are starting to crumble, which is what was happening throughout the season, whether it's because of the injuries or not, it doesn't matter, right? The bottom line is you keep losing, and you're having brutal losses as well. Playing some ping pong in the locker room and playing some games, it just feels wrong. It's just it's like laughing at a funeral. It's playing Candy Crush or whatever, at a funeral when everyone else is crying and really upset, and you're just like, oh yeah, let me get the I don't even know. I've never played Candy Crush. I shouldn't have used that as an example, but the one where they like swipe the fruit, the fruit ninja or whatever. I gotta get the watermelons and the blueberries. It's a disconnect. It's like a cognitive dissonance. So yeah, I can understand, especially the veteran players who are just kind of like, I want to be serious here. This is serious. And now I understand what Greg talked about, right? This idea of like, oh, you guys aren't winning, so we're taking away your games. Like I respect that opinion as well, right? That it's like that you shouldn't be doing that either. But if the team as a whole is like, we want to focus, we want to focus, we want to get back on track. We gotta fight for our life right now. We gotta fight for our life right now. I get it. You're removing some of the games. You're removing some of the distractions. That when you're there, when you're at the facility, it's time to put in the work. It's time to focus on ball. It is life or death in this moment, right? Like so it makes sense. It really does. It makes sense. Anyone who's ever gone through a tough time in their life, whether it's because of you personally, whether it's a family or whatever, like, there's times when, I have older parents who are going through medical stuff or whatever, and you're like in the waiting room at the hospital, whatever it is. We don't have to get into too strong with the details. Like, I'm not there just like casually, just like playing games on my phone, messing around. Like when it's really serious, you're just kind of like, you don't really know what to do with yourself. You're just kind of like, like maybe you hop on social media for a second, but then that feels stupid. You're like, what am I doing? Looking at dumb memes right now and videos of people eating food. Like, what am I doing right now? And you just like, you don't know what to do with yourself. And then there's some people that like in those really intense moments, like they don't know what to do with themselves, and they do just need to keep swiping away or playing some game. There's kind of two different types of people in that regard. I'm the type of person where I'm just like, I don't know what to do, and so playing games and doing any of this extra stuff, it feels wrong. It feels weird. It feels bizarre to me. My mom, again, she's a little bit older, has a whole bunch of stuff with her. She fell a few years ago and got all she did was walking the dog. And she just fell and she broke like her spine. She broke both her wrists, her chin, her jaw. All she did was just fall walking around the block. It's not like she was in a motorcycle accident. And yet she got crazy. And I was with my little niece and nephew. And we were all together originally. And my dad had to take her to the hospital. And I'm with my niece and nephew. And so I'm trying to calm them down. They're real young. They were there when she fell. So it was kind of dramatic. I had to settle them all down. And it was like, okay, and now that I was taking care of them, my parents were at the hospital. I'm like now like, okay, let's play some games. Let's play some Nintendo Switch or whatever. And it's just like I'm sitting there playing games with them, and I'm like, it was jarring. This is bizarre. Like something serious is going on, and I'm playing, some Mario racing. I'm playing like Mario Kart or whatever, and it's like, and hearing my niece and nephew be like, "I want to be Peach. I want to be that," and I'm just thinking to myself, guys, like some serious stuff is going on right now, and we're sitting here playing games. Like it was jarring. Obviously, football right now and winning and losing isn't as extreme as like the health of your mom. But it's a cousin of all that type of stuff. It is the intensity. That is why we always say life or death, blood, sweat, and tears. Like it's a cousin of that. It's a flavor of that. And trying to capture, like, guys, this matters. This is serious. We have, like, our whole season is going to be derailed right now. We have to get on track. We have to get on track right now. And so, like, that's all that signifies, is removing some of the games from the locker room. And it's just like, we don't got time for that right now. We only got time to put in the work. It's not a punishment. It's not something that's inherently wrong. It's not the cause of these problems, but it's like, just, we gotta focus up. We gotta focus up. And the last story I'll say is a story when my dad was coaching me. With baseball, actually, and sunflower seeds. And I remember we were not playing well, and he was getting on us and was all mad, and we were in the dugout, and we were all talking. He was trying to rally us all together, and like we're like, "Oh, hey, where are the sunflower seeds?" We're talking about sunflower seeds. I remember my dad, he went down, and he's like the nicest. He's not this style of coach at all. He's like the nicest, most laid back guy. He goes and he's like, "Enough with the sunflower seeds," and he throws them, and he goes down the line and just like slaps them out of everyone's hand. He's like, "Stop messing with the sunflower seeds right now. Like, it doesn't matter. Focus up." And it was just like, and it hit. I mean, it really did. A continuation of that was when I was, I had one of like the worst stretches in a game playing outfield, playing center, and I made a couple mistakes, and I had a bunch of sunflower seeds and gum, and I was just like, I'm too distracted. And then for years, I refused to chew sunflower seeds or gum when I was out in the outfield. I would chew it in the dugout, and then it was my whole little thing that I would do, that every time that I would walk onto the field, I would spit it all out on the foul line and then, jog out to center. Like, that was just my weird thing that I did. And it's just like, distractions can come from so many different places. And when things aren't going well and you got to focus up, sometimes it's not discipline. You're not taking away their toys. You're not taking away their cake. It's just saying, listen, we got to focus up right now. We got to focus up. But it can go too far. It can get too cold, right? It can get too sterile. And that's where then you do have to trust the leaders. You do have to trust the culture. You do have to trust that the decisions that are being made are in the interest of, that are in the best interest of the team and, this specific group of guys. So we don't have to make it that binary, and we also don't have to elevate it to being like the biggest thing out there, where it's just like, this whole saga of the games and this or that. The unfortunate truth about this right now is that the Ravens, since they keep losing and since they have all their injuries, they're theoretically not relevant right now. Football is very much keep up or get left behind. But the Ravens obviously have been a superpower for years, and Lamar and everything, and they've been legitimate, bona fide Super Bowl contenders year after year after year. And everybody, we still want to talk about the Ravens. We still want them to be great, want them to be special, want them to fix the season. But since they haven't been able to get on track just yet, this is all we have to talk about. And that's the problem. That is why something like this continues to be talked about, because we can't talk about Lamar throwing 4 touchdowns and throwing for 250 yards and rushing for 80 and Derrick Henry. There's nothing to talk about that regard, in that regard. So it's like, what do we talk about? Let's keep talking about the games then. And it's like, okay, the moment they win, and that's the problem too, because since that became a story, even if they start winning, I guarantee you, they'll be like, do you think because you removed the games, that's why you started to win? And then it's just like, just becomes this circular nonsense. So if anything, just take it as people like to talk about the Baltimore Ravens. They want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens, and this is the best we got right now, I guess. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and Harbaugh and the games? How do you feel about removing the games? Does it matter? Is it too much? Is it not enough? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.